You know, I'm just gonna explain to you certain things that you need to know. Something, something you need to know, and I'm gonna explain to you. Responsibility in life is everything to the humane condition. If a person not, I heard people say, you're never gonna get my phone. You're never gonna take my phone from me. And I heard people say, oh, take this phone and stuff. You, those are people that are already wrong in life. Now, let me explain something. You'll never take my phone, and because I'm gonna explain something to you. If a person tries to divorce me and my empress, astrological means being also be on the highest, I'm just giving you a level of your education a certain type of way. But when I say if a person tries to say they separated me and my empress, that's a person that already wanted to zombify her, and on top of it, wanted to, how can I say this? Abuse her like she was from Sin City, hooker, escort. Now, a person says, if a person, if a person separates themselves from the reason of their, listen, I'm Ra, the reason of your thought and consciousness, and the reason that you could even have an idea in your mind. If you already tried to wrong me for even making a human condition, that means you already wronged yourself ahead of time. I'm a star being. So before your past, present, and future, either way you look at it, I'm your star being. I'm the literal star being that made you, the intent of your consciousness that made your humanity and your humane condition. Now, if you try to go against me now, or wrong me even in your conscience, you already wronged yourself in the paradigm because I'm also the paradigm of all time. So, but whatever you do physically to me that's wrong, you did it to yourself, and it's endless to your reality. Now, I'm gonna say just like this: if a person tries to separate me and my empress, it's like if they're not a doctor, if you're causing zombification, that means you're causing mummification. That means you're silencing the empress and drying out her brain that dries out her nervous system, and it can't refine itself because the precise refinement that she needs is the individual that made her, down to her nervous system of her cellular structure. So if you try to bring her back, it's just like you see in the underworld how they brought back Victor and them. If somebody tried to bring them back the wrong way, it's like killing Victor. It's like Victor having knowledge of being a star being and taking falsified enlightenment to the heavens or beyond out that of his humanity, of his humane condition that protects his reality. And if a person gave him the false blood, it would have been a wrap for that nigga. And on top of it, he can't never take blood from me a certain type of way without me refining his entry. So if a person would have brought him back and gave him false blood, that's like a person literally killing him. You know, a person says, "What are you speaking about?" I said, "Yo, listen. If a person would have gave Victor false blood, that's like making Victor a point of high education of his enlightenment of his consciousness, and then on top of it, is like, how can I say this? It's like causing identity theft in his humanity in his condition and making him have to fight for his life every fucking moment of the day. And then on top of it, it would be on some. If he was a star being and went out in space, you would cause him to his astrological empress to get infiltrated and cause her death, and even his death, and or everything he loves, just by giving him the wrong blood. It's just like drying out his mother's conscience. You do something like that, it's like, listen, it's like taking her away from the reason of her existence. She wouldn't even be able to think no more, and that would cause her to lose. From doing that, that would cause her taking away her children of all her astrological being. That's like what happened in Superman. It's like if I divorced the original Superwoman, and then she went, and then I would never divorce my wife. But if the original Superwoman and me got the Crown Empress ever separated, and if she got with somebody else, that would cause a decay of her reality. And then on top of it, when her reality, because that's like slowly drying up her sperm. A person says, "What are you speaking about?" You see, drying up her brain drying up her brain tissue. That's why it's called tissue after a while, because it's like she's gonna get sick. It's like drying up her sperm, and she's not able to think anymore logically in the physical reality. Her nervous system of a humane condition would go bad, and then she would die. And then every individual of her planet would die also. And then slowly but surely they will become sick, and they will die. Person says, "Why do you say that?" Because if you separate me and make me lose the love I have for my wife, of the reason I made her, because I'm her soulmate. It's like killing her nervous system. If you make her not think about me or not to care about me, you're killing the original light that rejuvenates her happiness of a humane condition, of a habitation, even of her celestial, astrological, or even cellular structure on the minute level. And then literally causing her children to die and dry out and then get murdered, and they will get sick, die from all type of diseases, plagues, and all type of things, and it will be the end of the reality. This is what you speak about when you heard about plagues in the times of Egypt. It was like a plague. A person played around with a person's emotions and caused their death. Another person, how did that happen? By me saying I didn't want that person no more, and I'm serious in my consent. Once you would destroy the reason of my happiness, of my love, there's no reason for individual in a physical reality. Either way you look at it. Because a person said, when did it happen? Every time you went after my family, every time you did something, the more and more reason I had, the more you destroyed yourself. So I don't care. Another person said, no, not the children I had with you. It's the reason I had you and the children. If my wife would think it's about her children that I had with her, it's her happiness. No. My wife, my other wife ahead of you, is my happiness. Because she was the reason I even had you as a wife at the time. So if you went after my other children, or my children after you, that made me continue to want to even continue my love with you, and then turn around to come show you how much I loved and adored my reason of secrecy at a point, and then you went after my wife that was probably younger than you and their children, or my wife older than you and her children. That was my reasons of you already killing yourself. That was the reason my conscience already veered towards, like, oh, I don't give a fuck about you, man. Another person said, oh, and you thought you did something to my kid? No. That's our habitation together. You did that to yourself. Matter of fact, your boyfriend poisoned your. If you got a new boyfriend, he was the one that poisoned your humane condition of your habitation and dried up your brain, and then caused you to decay in the physical reality and told you it was okay, and if you loved him. A man that loves you wouldn't kill you just to make love to you. That's like, know the difference of manipulation and mental rape. That leads to emotional distress and uncomfortability of adjustment, of manipulation of one's habitation that causes one decay slowly. Know about physics and know about life. But yeah, basically that's how real it is. So whichever way you want to look at it. So if you had somebody going after my phone, it just shows you there's somebody out there that just already didn't give a fuck about you. And they can't go after my phone anyway because this information isn't for myself. After me refining my conscience. My wives used to lie to me and say, oh, I never did this, I never did that, and then they snuck around with me. And then I experienced and seen certain things at a time, and then they snuck around with ones who loved me to kill other men and kill people that wanted to do me wrong in the physical reality. But they never were comfortable with other men to say that they were going to hang out, walk around, and be acknowledged, even when they know when I really needed love and the strength and the acknowledgement of self-gratification. in all levels. So physically, because I'm their soulmate. It's not the continuous. The continuous can't survive because the harmony was already up. So being with another man is not helping anything. It was causing the individual's death. And if you want to manipulate yourself like you want drugs, go right ahead with me because my real wives will never do such a fucking emotional physical crime to their own habitation. It's like telling the element empress, don't play with no dildo. Because if I ain't in the room and I ain't with you, don't do it to yourself. And I don't give a fuck where you think. You might think I'm on a train. Don't play with no dildo around me. Don't be sitting next to no next man playing with no. I don't give a fuck about you. Well, like I said, if a person would kill my wife's nervous system, that's like drying out her brain and drying out all her planets, her atmosphere, and killing the cellular structure of a continuance of a habitation of where in the situation. It's just like, say if my son wears my wife's dress in sequencing time. He's reconditioning the physical reality. So he's already manipulating a point of reality. So when he dies, nobody's gonna realize unless somebody really wants to know who their dad is. There's nothing new under the sun, and I'm the real Ra, the real Osiris. So if somebody wanted to know who their real dad was, they're gonna find out somebody. Depending if my son tried to make them survive, or my son was just using them to get physical remorse and then getting psychotic with it because his mental condition of the conditioning was spoiling at the point because he was trying to be more than what he was, even at a time when an individual needed love. So if he tried to take away that love at a time, that's like Victor. It's like a form of Victor or a form of a vampire, a person that is vindictive when it comes to a certain reality and comfortable with it at times and forms, and then at times causing the decay and the ignorance of the empress of our physical reality. It's just like a star being said, I'm gonna make you do this, and then he does something, and then say it happens at the wrong time because I made the paradigm and I gave it to my wife. So how about if I'm with her and it turns me off at the time? I could just look at it at the time and say, that's why I'm not gonna even fuck with you. So I'm already light all the way, the intensity on all levels and one with myself and always already complete. You fuck that up, I'm perfect. You're finished. That's it. So any wrong movement your child makes and causes any ignorance between me and my wife is a wrap. It's like drying out her nervous system. It's like causing mummification and causing her to die and decay her humane conditions of habitation, killing her nervous system of her body. And then on top of it, then one wants to supplement it with drugs that's going to lead up to a drug epidemic, and then individuals trying to figure out her chemistry of her humane condition, and then what gave her the power, and then she's not going to, is my wife going to realize at the time when she starts taking medication and drugs that it was really another individual that was trying to figure out the chemistry of the magic of her being that was going to murder and kill her as soon as she found out that they were trying to figure out the chemistry of how she had magic and why was she so powerful. And that means there's a secondary person that's lower than her, that's not even an empress, that's literally murdering her. So that means it's like, so this is what you learn about actors, like some psychotic stalker that was stalking you, literally not admiring you. Because it could be how can I say this? A person that manipulates dominatrix sex and literally means to murder and kill you at the time. And then on top of it, manipulates the physical body to literally die at the time. Now that's a fucked up individual. Me, I'm a wonderful man. A person would want to die for a reason and still know the reason of honor, but when you have an individual making you take medication because he wants to see what sparks your chemistry, so he could go back in time, find out your birthday, so you don't never got to worry about being an empress or ever acknowledged as some high acknowledgement at a time. And then an individual that plotted on your death continually in a paradigm. What did you eat, or what happened to you a certain type of way that actually became an ignorant nerve that wanted to manipulate and cause the end of your originality, and an individual taking away your soul and killing the perfect love of your life, your soulmate. That must be real fucked up to live with, man. Because a person knowing that would end up dying anyway. Wow. What kind of disease boyfriend did you have between your days? I wasn't no disease. I'm perfect. It goes to show you they already tried to zombify you after what happened to me in Boogie. How many people's dying through the paradigm of time in a cycle every time I catch a headache the wrong way? Or you think about that. And then you think about what I told you, even on my Sanders trip, when my hand goes to sleep, I rejuvenate the cells, and I'm the paradigm of time that has all planets and atmospheres. So it's like rejuvenating the time of the pulse, of the reason, of the vibrational chemistry, of your acknowledgement, of literally reviving in the physical reality. So a person that was a zombie, and you will see that I'm the real miracle that could really bring you back without needing funny magic. Because the fact is, like my arm falling asleep and then bringing you back, and you're, oh. And then a person says, yo, how did that happen? You died, and you got, if my arm goes to sleep on my hand, a person that is of a certain level, that's why a person tells you, honor me because I'm the emperor. You're not supposed to do anything wrong to my habitation or my human condition. I'm the real Osiris, the real Ra. If my hand goes to sleep, the emotions of your atmosphere and your chemistry of your habitation is going to cause a depression of your physical being, because some of you are celestial beings, and it's going to cause you to want to feel like you're dying, and it's going to kill you. It's just like when I used to enter my wife's planets at a certain point, knowing that I was a certain acknowledgement at the time. I couldn't risk going to a certain level, a certain type of way, because I had to combat my own energy of myself being just to share a point of love with my empress precisely. So the strength of my might can continue of the reason of her adoring and honor of all physical reality, and her strength and her dominance over her planet, and the love I shared with her, and enlightenment of her education, her intellect, and her habitation of her human condition, and the order of her orientation, even when it came to her sacredcy and the continuance of our love of our family. So you think about that. So if my hand falls asleep, it already causes depression in the physical reality. And then listen, and then it causes your depression, and then a lot of you are not built like me. It's going to make you feel psychotic, like you don't even want to give a fuck about me at the time. And then it's going to cause your death because you're running around with the natural habitation of the atmosphere of your planet, of your humane condition. If my hand goes to sleep at a certain level, and then you happen to be walking around a different social economic system trying to revive, it's like causing a natural depression some of you have to learn precise science. So it's like causing natural depression in another social economic system at any rate. Because some of the cellular activity must have been off, and then the time I was supposed to do something, or somebody trying to be more than themselves that was trying to any type of way, caused a depression even in their own human condition that already reacted to the situation. And then when my arm falls asleep on my hand, and then getting the nerves back, it's like enlightening one's body again. Like, ooh, yeah. You remember how Macho Man Savage was going to wrestle? Ooh, yeah. Because he knew what it was about. Because he felt like, oh my God, there's a lot. Nobody's taking. Ooh. It was like a supercharger when it came back to him. He was like, oh my God. What the? And then telling you right now. So a man that literally, if my hand falls asleep, Your natural atmosphere could cause your death. Even your planet component, your atmosphere could give out and still be vibrating terrestrial access without an atmosphere. And the next thing you know, it's like the rainbow comes back over again. And the next thing you know, it's just like, oh my God, the atmosphere is back. Yes, on levels of physics. And then individuals like, yo, what did this? Who are you supposed to be looking for? Once you're feeling depressed and you're feeling psychotic, like you want to die, who does your natural conscience of the reason of your condition want to acknowledge? A parent, your guidance, a person who really cares and loves for you, to go look at them and think about the reason of honor to continue one's human condition and physical reality, even when it comes to masculine beings, because of testosterone, and for just to be able to be honored at a time, to feel like it wasn't for nothing. There was a reason for an individual. A feminine being for the feminine sense, for the reason of love and the condition of one's mentality, of one's sensual and one's elegant reality and acknowledgement of one's emotions, of one's physical. So these are the reasons of an individual trying to live for another time. And it's not for a physical punishment for another person doing you wrong, because you got to know the difference. When you're already going through something and then somebody wants to punish your physical, that's already wrong for you. That's the reason of another reason that's showing you, even in enlightenment, something must have been off in the chemistry or the reaction, or that person may not have been for you in the physical reality. And the only person that was for you, if you are a certain height requirement, and if you're the continuous of the perfection of me and my empress, then you know. If it's somebody that's dulling the situation, causing me to just overlook feminine sex and just like, I don't care about it, you want to be with, I don't care, so another person is dulling your intimate, high intensity of your reality, especially when it comes to your soulmate. That's like a person actually killing your empress and killing your habitation of your atmosphere and your planet and your nourishment of your physical neurons of your nervous system that energizes your physical reality and then causing your death. My education is perfect. So I'm just telling you how real this is. So you see me, I'm in New York now. I gotta go to a court for other people's ignorance because of what they wanted to know and things that they shouldn't have known, that caused me to leave this economic system. And then you think about what I already said concerning Chicago. and how long haven't I even been in China? Another person said, is it beyond a crime at a time? Because if I go to China and I step in foot in China, bro, you ain't got to worry about nothing else ever again. And you want to know something? The triple crown Empress China that another person been trying to make to offend me in the physical reality, because they wanted to, another person said they wanted to kill my human condition. The Empress didn't realize, or did she realize, that's who killed her with that type of mentality, because that person ain't a child. That's something else. That's something else. Whoever that man is out there, that will be somebody else doing something else or trying to cause something else. So you can, it's like a nigga demoralizing you for value. It's different when a man of value has value. You see the difference in the emotions and feelings. But when you have another man that's not even your soulmate that has stolen value, because it's like having another person's value and then giving it to him when they feel like it, or funny situations, and then causing the demoralization of the physical reality, because either way, a man's supposed to already have it before, without ever feeling like he should ask for it, right? So, that you think about what another person's doing on a level periodically of trying to reason with your consciousness, or why he should murder you, why he gets while he manipulates the physical reality and doesn't know the difference of the human condition of the habitation of your own sacredcy. So it's like, if you know I'm your husband, I'm your soulmate, and I'm here and I'm residing, the reason of your enlightenment, the reason of your education, the reason of your emotional intensity and orgasmic, sensual, sensual, tender loving habitation of one's vibrational chemistry of overflowing love, or alluring reality of one's habitation. And then he's in the same plane when we're trying to get sex from you. Hey, I don't know what that is at the time. Good for you. You know? Or well, it's not fair if it happens to one person. That's probably his excuse. Because he's like, you must be like God to him. How come he going through it? And if you know more than his mother couldn't do nothing for you. Why should you go on? And then showed you already killed his mother because you already see the mentality that he has there. Because he went out of, it's not like you had a remorseful level for his mother. The individual went out his way to destroy his mother ahead of time. In what reflection in love? So you think about those type of things, and this is why I'm leaving New York. Because I have a right to be with my family in other places, and to have love for myself, for the world won't fade out and be feeling like Sin City and pressurized and die because other niggas stink emotions that just violates a person's sacredcy of their habitation when a person of sacredcy is around. It's like being on the earth and then having your own earth and a nigga coming and running in your house, kicking down your door just to rape you and make you stupid, and then killing you when you only really felt love for one soulmate, and then trying to cause trauma. And then listen, it's like a traumatic event. It's like imagine your soulmate watching you getting fucked and raped. It's like killing his emotions, ruining the feelings that he has for you, and then on top of it, another man watching you being destroyed and literally killing your physical reality. And if you took any form of pleasure in it, that was a very devious person, and when he killed you, he must have drugged you at another time. Or he must have did something that caused you to want to overlook that situation and then killed you with kindness and then literally murdered you. That's a real murder. It's like another nigga trying to figure out my dick chemistry. Listen, every empress doesn't even have to say nothing because a person says her sacredcy is always going to be one place. But imagine another nigga trying to figure out my dick chemistry. Like, say if I had sharp pains in my dick and then it always been in places of sacredcy, and a person, my wife says, yo, listen, her privacy is so sacred, it's always gonna be with the one she loves at a time. Except for the Mushu empresses, the black and brown skin empresses, and the black and brown skin serpents, because they have their own privacy. Another person said, why? Because I made sure that. My wife will have to tell you what I'm speaking about. Another person said they really wanted to go after my wife's dark matter reality when it came to high intensity light of love, of the reason of education, elegance, eloquence, and intellect. So I let them keep their own privacy. If they were gonna ruin your own. You're not ruin. It's not gonna spoil within me with that type of mentality. So I get, I made sure that they kept they had their own return to them a certain type of way. So the nigga that wanted to take charge of it is the nigga that wanted to murder them in the physical. There's no ifs and buts about it. Anyway, the beginning of a manipulation of point of reality in physics. And my space wife, she looking at her pussy at the time and saying, I don't gotta tell you. Another man would throw me in jail. You're my nigga. A bunch of females would should riot just for what they really want to do to that person that ever throw cuffs on you or ever try. Yeah. You know something? One day I was with that chick Siobhan Songs, and you know what she did? She called cops on me. And I'm the one that made all the astrological empresses and the reason of existence. And she called cops on me to put handcuffs on me. You know what I turned around and told her? I said, how dare you call a man to make him feel like he's more mightier than me, and then took away the reason of your security. I said, how dare you? And you know when I told her that? When she came from her Prospect Park party. Look at that, a level in physics to show you. Without the Ali. Imagine a nigga saying, take away my phone because of things I'm saying. What ended and caused the ignorance of things that happened in the paradigm ahead of time. Past, present, future. Me, Ralph J.R. Shit, how dare somebody ever try to fuck me over? You, you gotta be some real fucking stupid shit. In life to want to do something like that. Oh my god. You gotta be some dumb. Stupid. Stupid. Yo, be on. You gotta be beyond stupid. Another person says, why are you so certain way when you get to Manhattan and Precision? Because of Madison Square Garden. And then how many people wrestled and empresses touched each other in ways using their energy at a time, causing a fucked up organism when there were different points of enlightenment that made empress space, and another man tried to sit back to confuse the reality because he wanted to get them sick just so he could fuck. You think about that? You know, I don't watch wrestling no more. It's like a man. It's like a man going to a third world country, getting a chick, and then buying her panties. That wasn't even panties she was supposed to wear. And then she was supposed to be acknowledged for the situation, and then said, "Oh, another person said, how about when you were younger?" I said, "No, I'm the one that made all existence. The atmosphere justice to my dick." Because it's already the atmosphere.
And you want to know something? I told the lady, I said, when you get me cologne, get me the Da Vinci cologne or cheap cologne. So we talking about, I said, oh man, alright, don't bring me no other bottle if you wasn't bringing it to me. She said, no, you don't like this one, this one. I said, alright. I said, yo, listen, bring me the Sky cologne then, you know, because that's the one I'm going to need and stuff. She said, oh, well, you know, this one, I said, bring me the Miracle Sky cologne. That's my cologne. Bring it to me. She said, oh, no, this. And then she bought me her own thing. I said, I tried to help people. Too bad. You know, sometimes I can't be there because of the ignorance of the people. Another person, they don't need no cheating in their life. Another person, you go get something a certain type of way, but it ain't gonna mean nothing if I don't got it. Another person said, well, ain't you cheat? Yeah, you what? I already got something, but for an individual that ain't the situation. Anyway, don't worry about it. Probably that's the reason why for other individuals. Finger is still hurting me. Finger must be extra sensitive. Either that or they got explicable time.
You wouldn't believe what happened with a cab driver. You know, I'm so real. Watch. I'm gonna just go do something for this cab driver. So I'm gonna go take his situation. Because the person says, "What happened, man? My man was on. I'm not gonna do something a certain type of way because another person wanted to." And you wanna know something? Remember, I told you I got into the wrong cab. You know, I tried to warn my family. I said, "There's gonna be people that's gonna go after my transportation service because these individuals don't know what I did a certain type of way. So once they destroy that physics or the physical reality of transportation, you'll need to know what I was doing." Another person said, "What are you speaking about? Don't worry about it. Something that I was going to do for individuals certainly in the future is not going to happen anymore because of their mentality when they went after the yellow cab service." So, I don't care. You know, another person didn't realize the importance. That's what they're doing. Yeah, tell your police officer to stay away from me. on, and it's on Monday. I gotta quit. Stay the fuck away from me. That's why I'm down here. I would have came back into here, and then I have the evidence that I shouldn't even have got arrested. The evidence that you would have looked at while I was making the documentary live on camera, getting arrested for nothing because other people wanted this to happen for no reason when other things could have been happening other ways, but because they didn't want nobody else realizing that, they tried to fuck up somebody's company. Because another nigga seen that he probably seen I was gonna call the Empress a certain type of way. He said, "Oh, I wanted to call her so I could fuck her and fuck up her life. And I remember her from this time she did this." Oh, really? I was saving individuals that was not being to space a certain type of way. And I'm the real anything. And then you went and tried to fuck up the Empress life? Oh, it could. Another person calculation of mathematics was just the same calculation. The individual that's causing the affair, the individual that shot Dante. Another person said, "Wow," I said, "Dante regarded me so much, I was catching headaches. I had to let her go to sleep for a long time or something without nobody asking questions." Then on top of it, they're like, "Oh my God, you did this, you did." I said, "No." I said, "Yo, how do you think it feels for a person regarding somebody and then dying and then wondering about the physics that's causing it at the time? What is that person's intention?" Then the person says, "Get the fuck out." Yeah, get the fuck out of my plane. You're not supposed to be here. Get the fuck out. You know, I had a right saying that. And then the shit's happening, and then the person says the same situation, like, "Get the fuck out." And then I'm looking at individuals that say the situation at the time, like, "My wife is telling me you're not even supposed to be here." And then you telling me something else. It's like Helen and Troy boys that just used to want to know her body chemistry. I was like, "Yo, for some reason, Helen, you must have ate a lot of chicken. There must have been a lot of burgers." Helen said, "Nah, she drank a lot of wine." I said, "Oh, you too, honey?" Oh, Baba. I said,
Another person like nigga talk. Oh, you don't know too bad.
The talk. He said, oh.
The chick said, you know, another person said, what is wrong with honey? I said, oh, you don't know about the honey one? Oh, too bad, man. The lighter version did the honey wine for, and then you wonder why Mexico got robbed, yeah? It had to happen somewhere. She said, why not go after the whole thing? Then you wonder why she kicked Brad Pitt like that. Her. The nigga Brad said, what the fuck? It's not Brad, the nigga, you know, I told the nigga, you know, I called him Brad, I called him Brett. You know? Well, I said, why would you say something? I called him Brett. I ain't called him. You got choices to make when you bring them up. She said, well, I said, because you know who should get fucked up at the time. Somebody skating on me, they waiting for I leave it on me. Oh, man. You know, enjoy myself, man. You know, it'd be so fucked up, man. If Bob came around and Bob said he was a doctor or something, that would be real fucked up, man. Nigga said, why you say something like that? about a doctor in there, man. That don't make no sense, man. Oh. I'm gonna go. I go handle certain things. Let me be real with you, man. You know, the things I'm doing in life is different from everybody else, man. Another person, oh, another person has a set plan, man. Another nigga, yo, listen. You ever had niggas at a time that just wants people's nourishment and stuff? Like, you ever had a nigga, yo, listen, have you ever drank with a nigga and certain things wasn't enough for him? Now, there's two different kind of niggas when something like that happens. Let me explain something about a situation a certain type of way so you realize. Now, there's a couple of different individuals when things like that happen. You have an individual in life that really certain things ain't enough for him because you have to make sure that he has to make sure that I have, and on top of it for other people, the things that he probably did for other people, of the nourishment of the physical reality that he's supposed to have for himself, even for doing certain things for the Empress, is gonna, because the Empress, she has her own little personal modeling party. The way she likes modeling, the way she likes modeling individuals, and then you have other type of situations and stuff, and then I'm not a. Hey, listen, man. You know something I'm gonna tell niggas in physics? You see things like that? Don't hurt yourself already ahead of time, Another nigga do something at a time. You don't want to think it's for nothing and stuff, right? Like, no, I did. That's something made to tell you be careful, and you just didn't care. Wow, you better think about that, man. Another nigga, everyday life for him. I said, you know something, man? It's one thing to wanna just be, should I go? It's one thing because I'm going to actually travel. So it's one thing to wanna be, a certain way in the physical. Oh man, it don't matter to me. Like, see me? Gotta do laundry again before I leave this motherfucker. But I'm just gonna be real. It's one thing, some people love the New York life. You see, New York is like LA to me. Right now, that's how I'm looking at New York. No need for me to be here. Ain't no need for that. Another person says why? Because another person wants. Yo, listen, you know what? I'm musically talented, educated, And on top of it, uh, I'm literally, I'm wonderful entertainment. I'm very, how can I say this, um, spontaneous and nonchalant with situations. Another person, I'm too perfect for other individuals, so the way the other individuals be trying to dumb down my reality is something else. You know, it's because they're really going after pussy. You know, these are not niggas going after a certain pussy, like the pussy that's, these are niggas fucking up. I don't care. These are niggas, in a way it says harmony. These are niggas fucking up people's harmony and happiness, you know? So, I don't care. That's nothing to do with me. That's how I'm gonna leave, that's how I leave New York. New York is gonna be the next Chicago, homie. You don't know nothing about New York yet. Another person said, how real would you think? Yo, my nigga, you think it's a joke? Yo, another nigga line somebody up a certain type of way. A nigga said, what type of regimen you have? It must be some mushu nigga that's just trying to get hooking everybody else up with pussy, fucking niggas up. You know? Had nothing to do with me because once I'm perfect. You depress my reality, fuck you. I don't give a fuck about you after that. What? For real. Another nigga voting on a bar scene about sceneries and shit that cause things. Another nigga that just doesn't care. He just thinks he's living for the moment because his intensity's so up. He can't acknowledge it going down a certain type of way. Yo, my nigga, my arm fell asleep. That was it. Yo, it's like, yo, you imagine, listen to this. If my arm fell asleep, imagine if my dick was hard at the time and so I wanted some pussy, then you had a bitch that just turned off my emotions. Yo, my nigga, you know what type of murder that happened after that? You'll have cupids that'll go crazy, my nigga. Like, what? Like, yo, you'll have a one Cupid nigga that'll go all out. He probably be trying everything to get me pussy. Like, he's fucking stupid and shit. Like, yo, just give him some pussy. He do all type of things. And that's all he could say a certain type of way at a time. Because he's like, yo, he can't see the reason of life dying a certain type of way. And he's like, oh my God. And he's thinking about his mother. He's thinking about other niggas' mothers. Because certain things that he knew, the other niggas' mothers didn't even trust them to know, and he already knew. Yo, my nigga. That nigga, yo, my nigga, there's some nigga out there. I can't even see. The nigga can't even let me see him. He's like, the nigga don't want him. He was like, you don't want Rasta cry. Oh, man. Come on, nigga. You wouldn't believe it, my nigga. You have so much niggas that is probably dying, my nigga, just because you lost their love at a time. Another nigga said, yo, this nigga got his dick up and it went down. Oh, life is over. Another nigga just, another nigga, I bet you there's a nigga that just boxed himself up after that. That's over. No. He said, that's a continuous crazy shit right there, my nigga. The nigga just had to say it like that and went to sleep. He said, that's a continuous crazy shit right there, I'm out. This is in the boxing, so. He said, and the first signs were, I'll not be around no more. And he said, he said, you're not gonna, only if me can remember this. And me said, it's hard and still. Remember this, jump around if your man can't wave you, Wow. Niggas said Jamaican girls, them wine. English girl, them wine. True wine. Wine up your body, baby, this party. What you think going on? Wow. Man say, you can't shake me on. The nigga said, what you talking about? Me thing almost died, almost could have been a murdering scene. He said, the Empress can't have love in life. If the me give her pipe, she gonna have love in it, she gonna wanna do nice things. He said the escort business the next man run. He said, me I love her man. Me not pay for pussy. Your pussy go out there and work for me without even giving man pussy. He said, nah man. Raphael didn't have gal working for him and they don't give man pussy. And then you want him to get high? Nah man. He said, that's why, Bridget. He said, yo, you have to, if it didn't work, pussy not play. He said, pussy no play. I said, good. I said, yo, listen, you don't have to think about bothering because your gunshot, the way that come from between your legs, smell like it's hollering. A man said, what kind of tool that? I said, them are the ocean. They don't know how to part ways. They are the Ocean 12 specialists. Done the bottomless pit until it's gone for days. They are the Ocean 12 man. Don't bring them around me. Ralph Lauren had a daughter, reason for the love enlightening star, energy cheeky. The other man them, a 12 man them say, what you talking about? 12 turned to 1. He said, yo, don't even open your mouth. You say, what you talking about? 12 turned to 1. I said it would have been 14, but 13 is me. And they said, I'm the sin. Our next man said it backs in the mouth until he get me kittens. And then as soon as he get them things, the man said the ice galaxy no gotta worry about creeping like minks because he got a 3-for-1 deal. Ninja, Ming, and cold pussy that's too nice for his mother fucked up puffer wave. The man them, he said he rolling with 3 other men that said they bring nothing but shame. They said, me are the reason for the conscience, and me intellect is always brighter than the sunny sky rain. He said, how you have a man that brings snow when him jerk off, it looked like diamond or glow. He said, the man them get jealous and said, the man them see me a jerk. Me was somewhere in this. The snow said, yo, listen, you don't have to borrow for work. Next man said he a collector. He said, me don't know if you know why for sure. A man them said it's hard in the mouth. But he's trying to get up with Optimus Prime. He said, me I went and jerked off and he had a whole good looking time. He said, me phone look like a murder scene. Me alone know about them girls, them real dreams. But me no have to tell you about nothing that probably, if it fuck up, it look like it end up stink property. Me back in Brooklyn, sanitation girl them said they love money because they agony. Wow, man. Wow, man. Me are the real Chi and Don. Mrs. Claus said, she said not new addition, she said, get the telephone line because this man a gift and his ways are winding all enlightenment of all time. She said she want one pipe, sweet, you have to holler and wave because the way she juggle put make man feel like they should be ashamed. Wow! They say me Rafaelin a da Vinci. Me not Da Vinci, me are the real Magi Chi. The silent one that said, just look upon me. Me never been 10 like them other man. Me had a TP, the girl said quiet so you can understand. Wow. But you listen, enough tune there. Oh God.